We are introduced to Kang Ji-ung, who is a kind person. When he sees one of his friends being bullied and extorted and about to rip one of his possessions up, he offers the bullies $100 to not rip it up. The nerd thanks him and asks why he acts like an angel all the time. Turns out there's a reason why he does it. Later he arrives at school and greets everyone. We are then introduced to Soo-jin, who is on trash duty with Ji-ung, and encounters the bully Shin Jaeon-chil. It turns out Soo-jin has a crush on the bully, but also they begin flirting while Ji-ung watches from a distance. Back at school, Ji-ung, who is depressed, asks Soo-jin if she's dating the bully, to which she says yes, breaking our poor boy's heart. There is a flashback to the time they were children, where Soo-jin mentions that she will not marry someone who is abusive, like her father, and emphasizes that the type of person she will marry is kind. Back in the present, Ji-ung discovers that Soo-jin likes bad guys. He grabs her and tells her that he can be meaner, but she doesn't believe him because he acts like such an angel. He then claims that he was acting the entire time and has the blood of a gangster flowing through him. She laughs at him and refers to him as a good friend. Oof. The bully then invites Soo-jin to go karaokeing with him, but the bully inquires about Ji-ung's feelings for Soo-jin. Soo-jin simply states that they are childhood friends before walking away with him. Ji-ung realizes that his last 10 years of working hard to be a nice guy were for nothing and vows to work hard to become mean. At the entrance to his home, he is greeted by 50 uncles, proving that he wasn't lying about being son of a gangster. He begs his uncle to assist him in becoming a bad guy. Ji-ung is fine with giving up the last 10 years as a good guy in order to become a bad guy. They begin by giving him a new haircut and outfit. Ji-ung believes there is no longer any reason to be a nice guy. Jin appears to be a completely different person. The next day he arrives at school and no one recognizes him. He enters the classroom, ignoring everyone's greetings. Soo-jin invites him to the cafeteria, to which he agrees but then changes his mind like a Jigga Chad, leaving her to go alone. He then walks out of school, skipping class for the first time in his life, and notices the bully Shin Jaeon-chil walking to get some food with Lee Yi-ji. The bully lies, and they end up walking to his house, where she refuses to enter and slaps him across the face as he tries to grab her. Ji-ung is watching everything from a distance, and picks up a rock to throw at the bully, but it hits the girl instead. He then throws another rock, finally hitting the bully, and runs away, grabbing Lee Yi-ji's arm as they run away together. They come to a halt in a park, where Ji-ung gets her some bandages. He introduces himself to Ji-ung, who is surprised to learn that it is Ji-ung from his class who is calling him annoying. The bully then calls her, and she lies about who she fled with, claiming she has no idea. As the bully walks back, he notices something on the floor, while the two other students return to school. Some of Ji-ung's friends are perplexed as to why he looks like that, claiming that he looks like that dumb bully who excites him, leaving them stunned. Ji-ung claims he is still determined to become a bad guy. Suddenly, Lee Yi-ji joins them at the cafeteria, and the friends begin questioning Ji-ung about whether he assisted her, causing him to walk away in embarrassment. She also follows him. Ji-ung begins to wonder if he will be punished for all of this. He removes his gangster garb but notices that one of the rings given to him by one of his closest uncles has vanished. He panics and searches for it when he is suddenly kicked in the back by that bully. Soo-jin, the childhood friend, is watching without saying anything when the other girl asks him why he's taking it out on him. He then questions her who she ran away with, and just as she's about to be hit, she says the name Song Jong-seok, which is another student in the class, but not just any ordinary student, Chad carved from Mount Olympus itself. The bully is afraid of approaching him, but does so anyway, asking him to wake up. He then kicks his desk, shocking everyone in the class. The bully grabs his shirt, but he counters by grabbing him, squeezing his arms to the point where he starts backing off. The bully looks at Ji-ung's face, and Ji-ung notices that he has the ring that uncle gave him. Lee Yi-ji then walks Ji-ung to the nurse's office, while Soo-jin stands there doing nothing. Ji-ung insists he's okay and ends up walking home alone. On arrival, all the uncles notices Ji-ung has been attacked, sending them to a frenzy. Hyun-nim tells the uncles to stand down. They then have a strategy meeting, asking if the person who beat him up is good at fighting, and whether if young master hit first, which he did not, causing them to be disappointed. But then he mentioned he did throw a rock at him, causing them to be pleased again. They tell him that in order to win, he must defeat someone weaker than him. On his way to school the next day, still thinking about the ring he lost and how he can get it back, he notices Soo-jin hanging out with the bully again, making him angry. He then sees one of his friends with Lee Yi-ji who is asking for help, and Lee Yi-ji begins putting lipstick on Ji-ung before he arrives. He then tries to extort money from his friend. One of the uncles is secretly following him and notices that he is exploiting him for money, which makes him happy. Ji-young asks for everything he has and receives $40, while the victim believes he will receive the money later. He then splits the money with them. Lee Yi-ji grabs $10 and ignores him. The bald uncle is still watching and pleased with the young master. On his way back, he runs into the bully and notices he is wearing the ring he gave to the young master. The bald uncle becomes enraged and refrains from hitting the bully. Back at school, the head teacher wants to talk to Ji-young, asking what's wrong with him these days and why he's acting like this. The head teacher then asks to speak to his father, which causes him to panic and asks if his uncle can come instead, which the head teacher agrees to. Back at home, all of the top uncles want to accompany him, but they can't decide who should go. So they play rock, paper, scissors, and the bald bundle wins. The next day, he gets dressed up like a gangster and puts on drip. On the way to school, the bald uncle teaches him how to spit out his mouth and walk coolly, and when they get close to the school, everyone wonders who he is. The bald uncle then meets with the trembling head teacher. During their conversation, the head teacher mentions Ji-young as a problematic child, which irritates Uncle. Uncle informs the teacher about the student harassing other students at school, but the head teacher claims no such thing is happening, which we know is false. During the meeting, the bald uncle stands up and walks out the door, asking the head teacher to look after Ji-young. As he walks out the door, the head teacher relaxes and realizes he will never meet with Ji-young's relatives again. The uncle still in school then starts looking for the bully, but realizes he cannot involve himself with the young master's fights, so ends up walking back home. Meanwhile, the bully is admiring the ring, thinking about selling it as it looks expensive. One of the bully's friends says he'll help him sell it. The head teacher then arrives to teach the class, and Ji-young wonders how his conversation with his uncle went. Ji-young then asks if he can be excused from class, which the teacher agrees to. Back at home, the uncles are planning a surprise party for the young master because he's becoming a problem child. Ji-young then called his uncles, asking how the conversation went, when the uncle abruptly said, "Don't worry, he's taking care of it," causing him to panic. One of his other uncles then approaches him and tells him that he must carry out the plan of beating up someone weaker than him today in order to be considered bad. As he walks through the corridor, he tries to find someone weaker than him, but is unsuccessful, so he goes to the bathroom, where he spots Sang-gu, the one he took $40 from previously. He starts to smile as he has finally found someone weaker than him. He then grabs him and apologizes before punching him. Sang-gu tries to enlist the assistance of Song Jong-seo, who simply stands there and walks away. Ji-young realizes he can't do it and lets go, while the other kid begins running away. Ji-young begins to wonder if he can ever be a mean person again. Sung-gu informed the entire class of what had occurred. Soo-jin requested a private conversation with Ji-young, which he refused and told her that she had changed as well. As he is about to leave, the bully appears and punches Ji-young in the face. While he is unable to move, his bully friends continue to hit him. Just as he was about to slap Soo-jin, he asks him to stop hitting him. Ji-young erupts in rage, shocking everyone by declaring that the bully will die at his hands. While all of this is going on, Jong-seok is watching. As Ji-young was about to kick the bully, he gets punched by Jong-seok, and Jong-seok continues to hit the bully until he is on the floor and about to be knocked out. If you want part 2, please let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and like as it really helps me out. See you again soon.